I actually really like Jaydon Blue. I had a day 2 grade on him, and I think that he was sort of labeled as the the splash play type of guy because that was mostly the role that he played while he was at Texas. He didn't really get much of a chance until really late in his career to be the guy in that backfield. But when he did get opportunities, I think he proved that he's more than just that guy. Like he could run between the tackles and take some hits and was more powerful than you would think for a guy who's on the smaller side. Below 200 pounds is always like a little bit of a red flag with running backs, but he took some hits and broke some tackles too. So I think that there's potentially more upside there, but also like he fits so well with Sanders and Williams. Like between Sanders and Williams,
Yeah.
Don't you think like they're gonna be able to piece together some decent early down runs? And then as long as those two guys are okay, like league average type of early down running backs, Blue is going to be fantastic in the role that they give him there. So I think that he was a great pick, and I also like don't discount it because it was a 5th round pick, because he's not a 5th rounder. Like a lot of the running backs who went in the 4th and 5th round, like they're not 4th and 5th round running backs. It's just that you can't actually draft 18 running backs in the 2nd and 3rd round. And so some of those guys fell down, and a lot of them fell down like on purpose. Like teams were purposely passing on them because they were like, well, we like 6 of these guys. Someone's going to be there later on. And so like some of these 4th and 5th round running backs are going to get legitimate chances to win jobs this year because really they're 2nd and 3rd round guys, but there are just too many of them to squeeze in there.
A lot of those guys landed in pretty decent spots too. I think when you look at the guys that went late, like we talked about Blue right off rip, DJ Giddens went to Indianapolis. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's missed multiple games, 3 years in a row. Like that's a guy that they can, use as a compliment. Devin Neal went to New Orleans, which I thought was really interesting because Alvin Kamara hasn't played a full season in 4 years. He's obviously, in his 30. Kendre Miller has been pretty bad, the small sample that we've seen him. So I mean, like a lot of these guys that actually Bashal Tutin went to Jacksonville, like another spot that's pretty nebulous, right? Obviously, the coaching staff, the new regime doesn't have any ties to Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne, and Travis Etienne's a free agent at the end of this year. That ended up being a good spot. We talked about Woody Marks. Jarquez Hunter really is in a really interesting spot, because, we don't know what the Rams are going to do with Kyren Williams after season. What does Kyren Williams' camp ask for? Because statistically, they can try to ask for a lot, and the Rams be like, nah, man, we're not doing that. And then you've got Blake Corum still there. So, like, that's a very interesting spot. Taj Brooks, even at the end, going to Cincinnati is relatively interesting. Like, you talk about, like, this running back class, like, I think it played out, like, as advertised, I think, with these running backs.
Scatterboo. We didn't talk about Scatterboo, but, like,
when
you were talking about who are you going to pair with Tyrone Tracy, who obviously, had a good rookie season, had fumble issues. Like, I don't know how they view him. Do they view him as like that clear, like, okay, he can play all 3 downs? Probably not. Now you get in Scatterboo. We'll see kind of how that works out. So yeah, there were lots of interesting ones.